In this video, we're going to be looking at this tire inflator slash jump pack by the company that you see at the bottom of the screen. Not exactly sure on the pronunciation, but this is who it is. This is actually the second jump pack I looked at from this company. The first one was very impressive, so let's take a look at this one. In the box, you have a carrying case, a user manual, the jump pack and jumper cables themselves, and also an inflator hose with the charging cable. When I received the unit, it already showed 100% charge. I was able to inflate all 4 tires, and I got them up to about 36 psi. I think they were probably like 28, so I was able to put about 5 or 6 psi in each tire, and it used very little of the actual battery. The cool thing about using an inflator like this, you can set a predetermined PSI that you want to reach. So if you want to get to 36, you put in 36 at the beginning, and then you hit start, and it will inflate until we get to 36, and then it'll shut itself off. Easy peasy. I would like to ask, in real life the display doesn't flash like this. This has something to do with the shutter speed of the camera and whatnot, so that's why it's kind of looking like it's flashing. In real life, it's just solid numbers on the screen. So guys, I want to share this. So on the side, you have a light here. So this is coming in handy if you broke down on the side of the road. You want to keep yourself visible. You got a light, and obviously just to be able to see under the hood and whatnot. But here, something interesting. So we've got the 5-volt USB type A, 5-volt out USB type C. Then we have the USB type C in for charging the device. But here's something you don't see every day. We have a 12-volt out barrel charger. Now this is handy, guys, if you doing, different devices. A lot of devices is going to use this, and this is out. So you can use this to supply 12-volt power to a number of different devices and pieces of equipment. Me personally, I like to do astrophotography. So just different devices that go with that, the focusing motor, the camera, just different things. You can actually power that right here. I'm just now seeing this, so that's pretty neat. So here's the part that we're gonna hook up. Take this right here. There's no way to do this wrong. It's the way it's shaped. All right, so I got that plugged in. Let's take it around front. This is a 22-year-old truck, and it is completely dead because I don't drive this very often. We got absolutely nothing. So I'll show you what I got going on under the hood. If I can get this thing open. So I only drive this truck sometimes once a month, sometimes once every 2 to 3 weeks. And it does tend to go dead. So I even installed this so I could, break the connection. So whatever parasitic draw I got going on, it would quit drawing. And I think for real, this battery is just past gone. Just so I can prove that we've actually got a low battery. Hey, let me get my multimeter. All right, guys, so I've got the negative already touching here. Then we're gonna touch the positive. So we're getting 7.7 volts. That's why we're just getting nothing going on in this truck. This battery is completely dead. It actually probably needs a replacement. So we're gonna hook up this battery jumper and see if we can jump this truck. And to be honest, guys, I've got a lot of faith that it will actually jump this, because I used their other battery pack before, and I completely removed the battery, and I jumped this truck. Now, this is a 5.4 liter V8. It's an old truck. It's an old starter. It needs a lot of power to turn this thing over. And the other battery jumper was able to jump this thing without the battery at all. But I think it's actually harder to use the battery because I have a dead battery. So when I hook up the jumper, the battery itself is going to start taking a lot of that charge. So now this jumper is going to have to try to charge this all while the engine, the starter, is going to be pulling power off of it. So we're going to see if it can do it. It's hard to see, but looks like we got 89% on this box. So we got 89% after charging 4 tires. And the company, they sent this out to me, guys. I'm gonna be honest, it was sent to me for a review. They don't see my reviews before, you know, the whole thing. They sent to me the other one. I thought it was a pretty good product, and now they're sending me this one. So this is just my honest opinion. You can see I have a dead truck. I just showed you my dead battery. So now that this is hooked up, let's get a voltage reading on it. Okay, so actually, I held down the force start. Now that it's hooked up, I press this. I'm showing 15.59 volts, guys. So, are we gonna start? I think we will. So, like I said, guys, this is basically just a little relay that I use to try to stop this truck from drawing this battery down. So it actually might be open, but the battery still died while I was using this thing. So when I get around, I might have to make sure this is closed in. But regardless, you could see my battery was definitely dead. We got 89% on the box. Now we're reading 15 volts. We'll see if we can get something. Okay, so the relay thing must still be open because it should be beeping. My key is right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit on. All right. So now the relay is on, but let me unhook the battery just to prove, because I don't want you guys to think that I had the relay off for the sole purpose of getting no power. So let me unhook this. I couldn't open up or close in the relay before because it was so dead. I couldn't even supply 12-volt power to this to do this. So now the relay is closed in, but we're hooked straight to the battery. Let's see what the car does. So I got a little bit of power in the car, but not enough. So a little bit of power I had it's already bled off. So I can't do anything. All right, so now I got the force start lit up. I did like a double tap to get that to come in. So now we're gonna go around. All one take, guys. Whew, it's hot. Okay. Okay, so it looks like every time I lose power, that relay opens up. So it's gonna be hard to really prove, but guys, you saw the voltage on the battery, so here we go. So there we go. Go ahead and unhook it. As you can probably hear, I got an exhaust leak. I got some problems, man, with this truck. That's why I don't drive it very much, but it does come in handy when I need to move something large. But there it is. Let's get a voltage reading now. So 13.95. Obviously most of that, or all of that, almost, is coming off the alternator. But we had a dead battery. And as you can see, the jump pack, it started it with ease. Since I let it sit for a long time, it probably took a little while to start because of the fuel, having to make it from the fuel pump up to the fuel rails up here. But yeah, guys, it did it. I had no real doubts, guys. Like I said, I used the smaller version of this, and it jumped this truck with no problem several times, as a matter of fact. Like over the winter, when I need the 4-wheel drive and it's snow everywhere, I come out here, this thing is dead. And I jump it and I drive off. and I have the jumper with me in case once I'm leaving work, battery might be dead again. I jump it again, drive right on home. So yeah, that's what we're doing, guys. It's a legit little jumper, tire inflator, the whole nine, guys. It works pretty nice. I would recommend, link in the description. Peace.